Hey, thanks for hanging out with me in the slaughterhouse. Check this out.
Here's some superpowers.
That was a scene from Agent Ty, a quick clip actually. But this was a awesome video to make, a quick little short movie, and it was off of a whim. It was like we didn't expect to do this. Ty came over, who's my cousin, and he wanted to play in front of the green screen in the basement. So I got the camera out, turned the lights on, and Agent Ty is the result. Pretty cool. If you haven't seen this whole thing, go ahead and check it out up here. This little thing that just popped out. But what I wanted to do was take a look at the project for this little effect that came out, and just kind of take a look at how it was built. So to get started, we have our bass clip for me, and then there's also the bass clip for Ty, and those have been keyed out already. So the scenes have already been green screened, basically. That effect is already applied when I brought it into this composite shot to apply the particle simulator, this aurora effect, which is right here. I'm not going to go too much into this effect because it is a particle effect, and it is rather complicated, and there's a lot that you could get into with all of this crazy wild effects. And later on in when I'm actually doing something new, I'll be able to really get in there and take a look at, maybe I'll do a in the slaughterhouse episode that features the particle simulator later on. But it's more complicated, but it is great fun. Anyways, I got the effect looking how I wanted, and all it needed really was, let's see, a little bit of a rotation right here, as we can see. What I'll do is turn this off and come back to this, and you'll see this rotate a little bit as it's keyframed. There it goes. And then it's also moving, tracking with my hand. So in order to achieve that, what I needed to do at first was apply a tracker to my hand. This tracking point 1 is where it's at. So if I open up the tracks and the tracker, and we can see this, each one of these right here is a keyframe on every frame where my hand was moved. And this information was then added to this new point, which is right here. So as you can see, now that I have the new point selected, you'll be able to see how it followed. Let's turn this off. The tracker followed my fingertip basically throughout the whole scene, and then it throws it right in. So the point is just something that's there, that's invisible. Even if I were to make it visible, there's nothing there. It's just an informational point for this tracking stuff to be attached to, so that the motion can be added there. And you'll see that this effect has then been applied to the new point. So if I take it and put it on none like the rest of these, you'll see that it just rotates. It doesn't follow my hand. So I have to apply this motion to the motion of the new point, which is then backed into the tracked information from this main layer, or back layer. So now that it's applied right, it moves along with my hand. But then there's the other issue, that this right here effect is completely over the top of my hand, and we want to make it look like I'm holding it in my hand. And that is where this layer comes into place, which is a duplicate of this layer. So I just took this layer and I duplicated it and created a mask just around my hand to give us the hand on the outside on top, and then laid it on top of these layers, which means it comes out above them. So here, if I go into the mask layer, you can actually see that it's a cutout of my hand, or the parts of my hand that would be in front of this effect. And it's animated. As you can see, kind of goes around and follows the motions of my hand. And it gets kind of blurry there anyways. Okay. So, pretty cool. And that's really about it. The only other thing that was applied to this effect was a grade layer. And it's only a subtle thing. But I will... Yeah. Okay. But and there's two reasons why I have this needed the grade layer. One is this: the effect on this layer right here had the letterbox at the bottom, and which means that my effect above it comes over the letterbox. So in the grade layer, what I needed to do was apply a letterbox. So here's what I'll do. I'll turn this off, but I'll turn it on here. So when I apply the letterbox, it is on top of this layer, which gives me the illusion that it is falling in line with this scene, and it is behind the letterbox there. The other thing I applied is this anamorphic lens flare, which... Whoops, here, let me get back to that. The anamorphic lens flare, which is a subtle effect, but it really adds to the blending of this light source, because you have to imagine that, okay, if it's a light source, there's the ball of energy that I'm giving to Ty. It should interact with the lens and have a better feel. So it's subtle, but you could see some green flare and almost some red flare coming in front of me as I toggle this on and off. That just kind of adds to the scene and gives you that natural look. There we go. And as you can see, it interacts with the scene very well, I think. So, let's see here. I'll turn me off and that off, and we'll turn Ty on. Turn that hand off. Don't need that new point. We'll turn Ty on. And now we'll take a look at how it was applied this next scene. And now it's applied to Ty there. As you can see, it just kind of fades into him, which is kind of weird, but I couldn't really think of a better way for him to get superpowers for the rest of the movie, which comes into play in more of Agent Ty 2, which has not been put into production yet, but it's coming. Little secret, it's coming. So this, really all that's happening, I'll come out here, is just a quick move. It just moves in on and fades out, really. And Ty kind of has just a little smirk as it hits him. It was just really nice timing. I thought it was a really pretty cool the way he was standing there. I don't remember exactly what we were doing. I think I was talking to him, and I must have said something that he kind of thought was a good idea or kind of funny, because watch his facial reaction as it kind of goes in. He's kind of like, ugh. Ugh. I just love it. It's great. All right, I think that about does it. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't seen Agent Ty, go ahead, check it out. It was a lot of fun. Movie pretty much entirely out of green screen shots. And if you like some of the scenes or want to know how some of the other scenes were created, let me know. Shoot me a message in the comments, and I'll do another episode of In the Slaughterhouse, taking a look at different scenes. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. All right. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me in the Slaughterhouse.